In this session, we are going to see about the single phase full wave midpoint controlled rectifier. Here the term midpoint comes because the input supply is given through a transformer in which the secondary of the transformer is center tapped. Okay, by using this center tapped secondary, we are going to control the output. That's why it is called as midpoint controlled rectifier. We can see the operation now with R load. Okay, only the R load is used here. So when the AC supply, when AC input supply is applied during the positive off cycle, consider this terminal A is positive. Okay, then this thyristor T1 will be forward biased, and when it is triggered, there will be output. Okay, so during the positive off cycle, the current path will be from A to thyristor T1, then load, then N, the point center point N. So the current path will be like this. During the negative off cycle, okay, so at the end of the positive off cycle, this T1 will be off. Then for the negative off cycle, the terminal B is positive and the thyristor T2 is forward biased, and the current path will be like this from B, T2, R load and N. So the current path will be like this. So during positive off cycle, the thyristor T1 conducts. During negative off cycle, thyristor T2 conducts. Okay, we can see the waveform. So see here, this is the input AC supply. Okay, we are going to trigger the thyristor T1 at alpha, at T is equal to alpha. We trigger the thyristor T1, so it will conduct. Okay, from alpha to pi it conducts. During negative off cycle, T2 is triggered at point pi plus alpha. Okay, so after T1 is off, the output is 0. Okay, because so in this duration T2 is not triggered, so we are triggering the thyristor T2 at pi plus alpha, then only it will start its conduction. So from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, thyristor T2 will conduct. Then again the output is 0. Then again this at this 2 pi plus alpha, the triggering pulse is given to the thyristor T1, and this is the output. Okay, it goes on like this. The current, since it is R load, the I0 current will be in phase with the voltage. So same waveform we will get. Okay, this is for R load. Then for RL load. Okay, then for RL load, the operation is same, except here we use the RL load. You can see the waveform. So here, so already we have seen about this inductance property. So because of that inductance property, we will get this negative voltage. Okay, all other things are same. This duration this duration of output is due to the thyristor T1. Okay, from alpha to pi plus alpha. Okay, here it will not stop. Okay, we will have the negative voltage also due to the inductance effect. So alpha to pi plus alpha, thyristor T1 conducts. Then pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha, T2 conducts. Then T1, it goes on like this. So here, since we use inductance, we will get the continuous flow of load current. So we have seen already, if we use the inductance, we will get the continuous flow of load current. Okay, so this is a rectification mode, that is alpha is less than 90 degree. That means we have triggered here at 60 degree. Okay, this is 30 degree and this is the 60, this is 90. So here we have triggered the thyristor at alpha is equal to 60 degree. That's why it is called as rectification mode. Next one is inversion mode, that is alpha is greater than 90 degree. We have triggered the thyristor T1 at alpha is equal to 120 degree. Okay, so all other things are same. Okay, as we saw in bridge rectifier. Okay, so here this is for thyristor T1, and this is due to the thyristor T2, then T1. Okay, this is the continuous flow of current, output current due to the inductance effect. So the average output voltage also, this derivation is the same as we have seen in the previous videos. So if you go through this derivation, you can clearly get it. So I'm not going to explain here. Then for freewheeling diode, here also the operation is the same, except here we use the freewheeling diode. Okay, what is the function? What is the function of freewheeling diode? Otherwise, what is the use of freewheeling diode is already we have seen in the previous in one of the previous videos. That is, it prevents the negative voltage. Okay, see this waveform. This is the input voltage. Okay, we trigger the thyristor T1 at this point, that is alpha is equal to 60 degree, we trigger. So thyristor T1 conducts. Okay, so there is a inductance. Due to that inductance, there should be negative voltage, but here there is no negative voltage. This is because of this freewheeling diode. Okay, this freewheeling diode prevents this negative voltage. Okay, this is the difference. So the current will be continuous. Due to the freewheeling diode, the current will be freewheeling. So in this path, the output current will be freewheeling, okay, through the freewheeling diode. So the output current is continuous. The average output DC voltage, okay, the same derivation, the same way we can derive it. Okay, DC current, it's also easy. So if you see this derivation, you can understand easily. Then current through the freewheeling diode, so which is equal to Vm by pi r into 1 plus cos alpha into alpha by pi. Okay, so if you multiply this, if you bring this term here, Vm by pi square r into, you can multiply this alpha inside, so alpha plus alpha cos alpha. This is the current through the freewheeling diode. Okay, so these are the converters, that is rectifiers, single phase, full wave, midpoint controlled rectifiers, rectifier with R load, RL load, and RL load with freewheeling diode. Okay, we have seen. Thank you.